afternoon all. We will start the valedictory function. This is the last session of the G20 Library Summit. I would like to request the dignitaries for the program to come on the stage and take the chair. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome the dignitaries on the dais. We have Professor Sevugan sir. It's another proud moment for me. I did my research under Professor Sevugan sir, and he is the one who has been actively, shuffling from one session to another session. He was observing, he was listening, he was trying to derive the resolution out of the discussion. With all pleasure and with all happiness, sir, we all welcome you to the valedictory function. I also welcome my own colleagues, Dr. P. Vijay Kumar, Assistant Librarian, and Dr. Palanivel, System Analyst, to this function. I have a very august, very vibrant, energetic gathering here. After 3 days of discussion, paper presentation, still I can see that energy level in the audience sitting here. So there are many, big people. I also would like to mention the technical coordinator here, Dr. Ilavaragan, librarian I am Trichy. I also would like to welcome the press people available here, the faculty members, officers, research scholars, students, and all other who gathered for this wonderful afternoon. Now, with this note, I conclude my welcome remarks. I would like to request Dr. R. Sevugan to submit the report of the G20 Library Summit.
Good evening to one and all. Dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, and stalwarts from different places like Professor Ravi, Dr. Venkat from Times of India, and Professor D.V. Singh, Professor Malabika Madam, and all delegates from across the country and outside the country as well. I am very happy to present a very successful conference, we can say, G20 Library Summit, Connecting Nations for Knowledge and Cultural Heritage. So if you just look at the summary of the conference, Shibu has already alerted me that I have to finish in 5 minutes. Number of participants, we got more than 250 from G20 countries, and the number of papers received for this conference was about 150. Out of 150, with rigorous vetting, 103 papers were accepted and all 103 were scheduled. And out of 103 papers, I have seen many conferences, but I said it is a successful conference. More than 90% of the papers have been presented. I was so surprised to see every session. It was very nicely conducted. And out of these, it was actually divided into 11 different themes, sub-themes, in the form of technical sessions, including 2 parallel sessions that we had on the second day. And the sessions were conducted in such a way that it has to be effectively conducted, giving a lot of opportunities for the presenters and also for the audience to interact by giving adequate time. So we had a chairperson for each session, co-chair, rapporteur, co-rapporteur, and invited speakers for every technical session we had. And apart from that, one unique thing about this conference is that normally in every conference you will find finally in the valedictory, a best paper would be identified and the people would be awarded with certificates. But here what credit goes to only organizing secretary and the team. They have given for every session to encourage the students, identifying best papers from the student category, scholars category, and common professionals. So on the spot, it was identified by the panelists, and also they were encouraged with the certificate and mementos. So if you just look at the day-wise report, we had a very long inauguration in the morning on 7th with three dignitaries from different countries, including Kenya, Russia, and France. And also we had our Vice Chancellor and again Director Culture was also there. And the message what we got from that inauguration was that the foreign relations with those particular countries, particularly Russia and Kenya, it was quite encouraging that the Vice Chancellor from Kenya, who was here as the chief guest, he said that the way he was talking, about his experience in India, he was, like almost Indian to me. I was just feeling like that. So he spoke very well, and also one message that he gave that in his place, one Indian is in the supreme position by having majority of votes. The number of population from India is only 3,000, but he mentioned that Indian who is in the supreme position has got more than 90,000 votes. So that is the affinity what we have with that particular country. It was very interesting to listen to that speaker. Similarly, Russia also, he also mentioned that we would like to collaborate for enhancing the teaching, learning and the research with India, since we have a lot of resources. So next to that, we had plenary talks with real experts like Dr. Elena from Russia, she's director of that, and Ramesh Gaur from IGNCA New Delhi, and Dr. Sangeeta Kaul from New Delhi again, and Professor Nimboga from Kenya, he is the Vice Chancellor we had. And again we had two technical sessions with two invited talks from eminent speakers. Here we can't mention everybody's name since due to paucity of time. So but we had people from central universities, research institutions, state universities, and also like Times of India, Dr. Venkat is here, who gave a very good talk. Like that, we had all very thought-provoking ideas and also talks that we had. And on the first day, again in the evening, after having a lot of deliberations, the day was so tight, but to make it relaxed, evening we had a very mesmerizing cultural program coordinated by Professor Nalini Thambi, followed by conference leader. Coming to day 2, we had again, as I said before, we had parallel session also. In total, we had 8 technical sessions with 12 invited talks from eminent people, followed by cultural program again on the second day and dinner. And today is the third day. We had a very informative panel discussion in the morning on the theme Collaborative Library for Knowledge Sharing and Cultural Heritage. We had all eminent speakers, about 5 different experts from different parts of the country, like Professor A.P. Singh, Director General of National Library of India, who was here, and Professor Prabhakar Rath from University of Mizoram, is the former acting Vice Chancellor, and Professor Nausad Ali from Aligarh Muslim University, Dr. K. Ilavalagan from IIM Trichy, Professor Ramesh Babu, the retired professor of University of Madras, and it was chaired by Professor again, a very senior professor stalwart, Mutaya Gogunar Mutt, former Dean of Central University of Gujarat. And we had only one technical session today. This is what all about the 3-day event what we had, and now we are here to conclude the session with the valedictory. So thanks to one and all.
Thank you very much, Professor Sevukan. Thank you for enlightening the audience with the minute by minute the proceedings of the event. Now I would like to honor our guest. I would like to request Professor Clement sir to honor Professor Ajay Pratap Singh, Director General, National Library of India. First, I would like to request Professor B.U. Kannapanavar to come forward for the facilitation of the gathering.
Namaskar. Good afternoon, everybody. It gives me immense pleasure to be a part of this mega event, G20 Library Summit. First of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Vijay Kumar and his team for organizing this mega event in a systematic way. Well, friends, dignitaries on the dais, Professor Ajay Pratap Singh, Director General, National Library, Kolkata, Professor Clement Lodras, Director, Culture and Cultural Relations, Pondicherry University, Pondicherry, Professor Rajneesh Bhutania, Registrar, Pondicherry University, Dr. Vijay Kumar M., the Organizing Secretary of G20 Library Summit, dignitaries of the dais, friends, professional friends, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, as we came to the closing of the G20 summit, I am filled with a sense of pride and gratitude for the remarkable progress we have made in advancing global cooperation and innovation in the realm of libraries and information dissemination. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to the host, Ananda Rangapalle Library, Pondicherry University, and all participating countries for their unwavering commitment to the ideals of the knowledge sharing and accessibility. Your dedication to this cause is truly commendable, and it has been a privilege to witness a collective efforts of nations coming together for the betterment of the humanity. Throughout this summit, we have engaged in fruitful discussion, exchanged valuable insights, and forged meaningful partnership aimed at harnessing the transformative power of libraries in the digital age. We have explored innovative strategies for enhancing access of information, promote literacy, and fostering lifelong opportunity for learning. At the heart of our discussion lies a profound recognition of the indispensable role that libraries plays as custodian of knowledge and champions of intellectual freedom. In an era marked by rapid enlightenment, rapid technology or technological advancements and information overload, libraries serves as a beacons of enlightenment, empowering individuals to navigate the complexity of our world with wisdom. As we reflect on the achievements of this summit, let us not lose sight of the challenges lies ahead. While we have made significant strides in expanding access of information, we must remain vigilant in addressing the digital divide that persists in many parts of the world. We must redouble our efforts to ensure that all peoples, regardless of their background or circumstances, we have equal opportunities to benefit from the wealth of knowledge that libraries offer. Furthermore, we must continue to advocate the preservation of cultural heritage and protection of cultural intellectual property rights, so on and so forth. In closing, let us carry forward the spirit of the collaboration and solidarity that has defined this summit. Let us work tirelessly to build a future where libraries serve as catalysts for social progress, engines for innovations, so on and so forth. My dear friends, thank you once again to all who have contributed to the success of this summit. Together, let us embark on this noble journey to create a more informed, enlightened, and equitable world to all. Thank you, one and all, for hearing.
Thank you, Professor B.U. Kannapanavar. You put the entire content, entire theme, total discussion of the 3 days G20 Library Summit in a nutshell. Thank you very much, and I would like to request Professor Rajneesh Bhutani for the facilitation of the address.
Thank you, Professor Shivu, Dr. Shivu, and really, let me start by congratulating each one of you for having attended this so successful conference. Congratulations to the organizing team, congratulations to ourselves. Let me pat our back as a Pondicherry University thing that to have organized such a nice. I could see from the report presented by the reporter Professor Shivagan that more than 100 papers were discussed, deliberated upon. That is not an easy task. And more importantly, having seen such a big crowd on valedictory function itself that is what we were discussing with the organizing secretary, that having so many people present in valedictory section shows that so many interested, enthusiastic and dedicated library professionals have attended this conference. So I'm so happy that they have invited me, and particularly being in the company of such stalwarts on dais like Professor Ajay Pratap Singh. And I was very happy to see that at some point of time in the history we were doing the same thing at the same point of time. This is a suspense, we will not disclose this to all of you, but it so happened that he was a student of geology undergraduate days, and I was also in the same time doing the same thing in some other place. So it is very happy to get connected to such like-minded people. That is the theme of this particular conference, knowledge, connecting the nations for knowledge and cultural heritage. Speaking of cultural heritage, I am also very lucky today to being on dais with other stalwart like Professor Clement Lutz, who now everybody knows in this community also is now very popular. So I'm very happy that he also took some time to be on this day on the valedictory session. I'm also happy to listen to Professor Kannan Power from Shivamogga. And thank you for inviting me for this valedictory session. The entire team, Shibu, Palnivel sir, Rajkumar, Bhaskaran, and entire team. So I cannot thank them enough, neither I can congratulate them enough for having organized this. Particularly, personally for me, it has been a very fruitful thing, even though I could not attend many events, but I could make some connections. I know my old friend Professor Ravi is sitting there, Algaran sir is sitting there, Professor D.V. Singh is also here, to whom I could make some connections to this community as well. Many stalwarts are here in this audience. One thing which I remember to have listened in the inaugural address, in the inauguration, and also today during the address by Professor Kannapanavar. And I have been listening this from many like-minded people from the information sciences and library sciences, and that is the transformative power of a library. It might be a cliche by now for many people, but let me use this opportunity to share that this has been a reality personally for me. I am not an academic from the information sciences, neither I am a professional librarian or library sciences. So I will not share my research inputs or outputs of this particular subject, but let me use this opportunity because so many people are there. So I thought let me express my gratitude also for this particular community, because library has been a transformative agency in my own life. Particularly when I was in school, and I remember I was in 7th standard, I very vividly remember those days. I used to spend hours and hours in my library, school library, and borrowing book after book after book. And my librarian was amazed that you take this particular book and within a day or within 2 days you come up again after reading that and asking for the another book. And you won't believe, even I also, when I look back, I also found myself very strange way having done that. But our library that time, it was I think early 80s, that library had such a good translations, good collection of translations of, I remember very clearly, Russian novels. So I read Anna Karenina, Dostoevsky, Crime and Punishment, so many things. During those days when I was in 7th standard, I could not understand many of these things, but I remember to have been living in those strange words of those characters and those days. And later I realized that one thing which inculcated in me is the habit of reading, and that somehow I could manage for a long time, still not to as much as I was reading, but still that helped me in many, many ways, even though I ended up being a science student rather than the student of humanities, which I probably would have been much better for me. But still I see that no matter what you do, what kind of career path you take or anybody takes, or what kind of endeavor you get involved in, if you have this reading habit, and particularly reading a variety of things which a library provides, then you are much better off managing, tackling, and all kinds of different issues that you will come across or that will be thrown on you. So that way I am very full of gratitude for this particular community who actually curate and make sure that the knowledge which is there in the books, the knowledge which is there in different forms today reaches to everyone who is seeking them. And that is what is the biggest contribution anybody can make to the humanities, which the community like you are making. So I'm very, very happy that I am there today sharing some of these thoughts. I also have been listening that what is the relevance of today's traditional form of library, which I find very strange. Why this discourse comes that what is the relevance of library? Because I don't know whether this was discussed in your academic deliberations or not, but I keep listening this from different corners that now traditional styles of libraries are no longer relevant, and why should we care about them? They say that now everybody has library on their phone, everybody has access to information. Within just an instant of time you can access any information. So what is the relevance? Like that some people argue and think about this. But you as the community member knows, and everybody who has little bit of who has given a little bit of thought to this particular thing will know that library has been adapting itself. The way the library was practiced has been changing itself always to catch up with the technology advancements, as well as to catch up or to kind of provide the expectation that society is now coming up with. So now the library role is not to provide some traditional spaces and bookshelf and such things. Now library's role, all very well, is to make sure that whatever information, knowledge, or the kind of inputs that are provided to society are provided in authentic ways. Now the role is to authenticate and to provide the authentic information, particularly in this era when we are drowned in the unauthenticated and fake news, fake videos, deep fakes, AI generated, AI constructed knowledge rather. In this era, this particular community has taken a role on itself that we would make sure that whatever knowledge is going to society is authentic and true knowledge. So in that way, this community's relevance is not going to be questioned at any time, but it is going to increase and increase. And in that context, this kind of summits, this kind of gatherings, this kind of exchange of ideas will go a long way to not only ensure this particular expectation of the society, but also to see what kind of proactive role we can come up with to even transform the libraries and our roles in such a way, in such an innovative and creative way that people would have not thought. But library is now a place where you can even take that particular option. I'm not giving you any ideas on that because you already know that. I'm just saying that this particular type of summits and conferences are the places to even come up with the new innovative ideas for the further development of the library. So I'm sure all of you would have done that. And I again would like to just thank everyone who is present here, who has participated in that, and congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Bhutani, for your encouraging words. You have been always a source of inspiration for all of the library staff, all the other working staff, be it the officers or the non-teaching staff. More than a scientist, he is a very good administrator. And it's very rare to find the administrators in the library. So we can find our registrar very often, very regular in the library. When he comes to the library, he always conveys a message that you treat me as a user, not the registrar. Thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful, beautiful words you delivered here. This G20 summit, the success relies and it because of the audience here, the participants, the paper presenters, the speakers, the invited lecturers, and all the people around it who have worked towards to achieve this goal. So on the successful completion of this G20 Library Summit, the organizing committee, with the permission of the organizing secretary, we are returning the first registration fee of the G20 Library Summit. The moment when we announced this program several months back, immediately we received some money into the G20 Library Summit account. And he's none other than Dr. V.R. Rajan, Deputy Librarian, previous Deputy Librarian, Pondicherry University. I would like to request you, sir, please come on the stage, collect your registration money back as a token of love and affection towards the audience. I would like to request our Director, Culture and Cultural Relation, Professor Clement, sir, to hand over the money. This is a token, as you mentioned, this is a token from the G20 organizing team, only for one person. I would like to request our Director, Culture and Cultural Relations, Professor Clement, sir, for the facilitation address.
Respected Registrar, our beloved librarian, and all the dignified men on the stage. Scholars and students, friends and well-wishers, a very happy afternoon to you all. You know, this is a valedictory function, and as you all know, valedictory is a Latin word. If you go to the origin, it is only a Latin word that means to bid farewell or to bid goodbye. And this is what we like in any other conference or workshop, because by the time we come to this valedictory session, we must have been totally exhausted. But now I can see among the audience very bright, shining faces that never show any sign of exhaustion. And that itself shows how very much you loved and liked this program. And as for me, I don't want this program to come to an end, maybe for a selfish reason, because some of my creations are exhibited by G20 Library Summit outside, and you might have seen it. And with the ending of this program, that will also end. So therefore, I have got my own reservations about the ending of this program. Yes, books. And our registrar, who is a man of letters, he has been sharing with us how the books have got the transformative power, how it has got the power to change the personality of a being. That is very true, because when you go to literature, Francis Bacon, who is the author of many essays, because in fact he is called as the father of English essays, he has written a very beautiful essay on of books. That is the title of the essay. He classifies books under three categories. Some books have to be tasted, some books have to be swallowed, some books have to be chewed and digested. And the books that we are keeping in our Pondicherry library are the books that have to be chewed and digested. And they have got the power to transform a being. And in fact, you are all familiar with Mahatma Gandhi's autobiography. If you go to the second chapter, there is a beautiful heading, The Magic Spell of a Book. That is the title of that chapter. Mahatma Gandhi starts reading a particular book when he was traveling in a train. and he has completed the book from cover to cover before he came to the destination. And he boards down from the train with the firm determination that whatever he has read must be put into practice. You see the power that an ordinary book gives to an ordinary human being. But certainly the book is not an ordinary one, but it is the book, a very famous book by Ruskin, Unto This Last. And Mahatma Gandhi concludes by saying, if at all you call me a Mahatma, it is all because of this one single book. Otherwise, I would not have become a Mahatma. And how the book has changed or transformed a human being, no other evidence is needed. Straight away we can go to Mahatma and the other people who have been greatly benefited by reading books. And I am very happy that there are a lot of deliberations on this summit about the use of books. And I am also very happy that sufficient time has been given to each presenter. I got one feedback from the participants, because usually in any seminar, the first person will be getting the lion's share. He will be reading the entire essay, that is our intention. From page to page that we must do. Even if you leave a single line, we won't be feeling satisfied. But after that, the next one comes, immediately a slip also comes, saying that you have to reduce your presentation to the time because, it has to be done in 15 minutes or so. Then the third man comes, he will be asked to summarize and he won't be allowed to read the paper, and the fourth man has to be satisfied with the abstract. And the fifth one will simply read out the title and run to his seat. But here, sufficient time has been given to everyone and everyone is satisfied. And moreover, when I look at this banner, I have a feeling that the Prime Minister himself is being with us today. Because this is the message we got from the Prime Minister, and how long and lengthy is the message, you yourself can see that. Usually, such messages which are given to the conferences and seminars will not exceed 100 words or a few lines. That's all. Usually, it will be conveyed through the Secretariat of the Prime Minister, and it is not a personal one. But here, it is a personal one. That shows how much interest that he has taken, and I think that this satisfies us a lot, and this compensates his physical presence. To that extent that he has written the message, taking a special interest about our Pondicherry University, and if he has taken the special interest about this particular summit, then the entire credit goes to our librarian only. I am not exaggerating anything, because I have been closely working with him, hour to hour. The moment he got this program, sanctioned, he immediately came to me and said that, see, this is beautiful news. I am getting an opportunity to do something good for the library. And after that, I have never seen him wasting a single minute. He was entirely a changed man. Today only I am able to see his real self, smiling and all that. Because all the time, he has been thinking only about the library summit and nothing more than that. And he has forgone his lunch, breakfast and everything, sacrificed everything for the sake of the success of this library summit. And therefore, I am very happy that it has come to an end so successfully as we have contemplated earlier and as we have already foreseen. And in Russia, there is the graveyard of Lenin, but we have to take only the epitaph. What is the epitaph written on the place where he is now resting? In Russia, there is only one man, Lenin, Lenin, Lenin. I think in our Pondicherry library, there is only one man, Vijay Kumar, Vijay Kumar, Vijay Kumar. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for the beautiful words.
Yes, one more announcement is there. our organizing team has taken one more decision with the consent of our G20 Library Summit chairman. We would like to, one of our deputy librarian, he was advising us since beginning, and he attended 3 days continuously from morning to evening, and also he has given his intellectual outputs to us. I request the director cultural Professor Clement sir to honor Dr. Nagalingam, the deputy librarian.
Thank you all. Thank you for the felicitation addresses by the dignitaries on the dais. Now it's a time to listen to the audience. We have been working around this program, and we were really in a very delicate situation. We were receiving calls from the Ministry of External Affairs, Home Ministry, MHA, and other agencies regarding, since it's an international event. So we have been closely working with the G20 Council and the other ministries. So we invited the people from outside the country, and we have the very good number of participants within India. So we have been, receiving calls even, on the first day of this event, early morning I received a call. The participants was telling, just bargain the auto charge with this fellow. So we are ready to take all the pains. There is a sweetness in it. But if any bitterness, anything goes wrong, so this is the platform you can share, so that in the next program we can improve there. So we would like to invite the audience for your feedback. It's not necessary that you only have to say the few good words or sweet words. You can see the negative part of this, negative side of the events, so that there is a scope for the improvement. I would like to request one of the participants, Dr. R. Venkatakeshavan, Times of India. Please come on the stage, sir. Well, I would like to request, please speak yourself. Honest words we require. Thank you. Over to you.
Good evening, friends. It's a pleasure for me to be here to give formal feedback on behalf of all the participants here. First of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Vijay Kumar and his team in Pondicherry University for successfully hosting this once-in-a-lifetime of event. I will say once-in-a-lifetime of event, G20 Library Summit, which had the blessings of none other than our Prime Minister, Honorable Shri Narendra Modi ji. And like the director said, I am seeing not only one Vijay Kumar in Pondicherry University Library, everybody has become Vijay Kumar. His entire team is acting like Vijay Kumar. Let's give a big round of applause to the entire team. Normally, when we come for a conference like this, as professionals, we come with certain set of objectives. What the first objective is? To meet our old friends, make new friends. I'm sure we all did that. The second objective is, we want to refresh our own knowledge, share our existing knowledge with the audience, and gain new knowledge. I'm sure during the last 2.5 days and 3 days, we gained a lot, we also shared a lot. I think you people should give a big round of applause to the entire team sitting here. I will call each one of you as not only as my friend, as my extended colleagues. That's what we are talking about library cooperation this afternoon as a debate. Now, moving on to the technical aspect of this conference. I don't want to say everything is positive or negative. I'm trying to be a little neutral. First and foremost, the conference theme itself was something forward-looking, connecting countries, connecting people, and sharing knowledge. It's a very good theme. Theme itself is a successful theme. Second is, I looked at the program detail, list of invited talks. All our learned scholars and professionals, they all delivered excellent talk. And apart from that, for me as a hardcore working library professional, is that the good memory that I can take forward from here is, I can see a lot of youngsters coming and making presentations here. Let us give them a big round of applause. We need not worry. People used to think, what is library science? Why people are getting into this? I can see not only they came here and made quality presentations. In the past, we never get a chance to see such presentations. I can proudly say that our profession is in safe hands. We can all retire sooner or later, giving the charge to the next generation of people. And also only one feedback that I want to give is the person coming from Pondicherry origin. It's not a feedback, I want to say it in a lighter vein. Reduce the food content in your conference. Because a lot of South Indian stuff we need to reduce, people should come and listen, they should not sleep. That's the only one suggestion I want to make. In fact, I'm from this place, I've gone to Mumbai and I worked in Ahmedabad. I don't feel like going back to Mumbai after attending this event. The kind of hospitality that has been extended by Pondicherry University team. Thank you very much. Congratulations, Professor Vijay Kumar.
Thank you, Dr. Venkatakeshavan, for the kind words. When we have been interacting with the foreign delegates, some of the Russian delegates, they mentioned that we have similar kind of setup, but still we are lacking in many cases, in many aspects, in many factors. So we are copying from you. So we were happy to hear those words. I would like to request Dr. Aminas Riaz from Maldives for your feedback.
This is a surprise. I wasn't expecting to speak, but it's a really great pleasure to address the audience today. It has been a wonderful experience coming to this conference. The moment I saw Pondicherry, I knew that I wanted to come here. And also, as our speaker just now mentioned about the theme is really interesting, and it is something that we have to work together for. To ensure that our heritage, our culture is maintained. And that's why my speak was centered on that topic. I am really an enthusiast of our local language and also a librarian. I have been the chief librarian of the National University at our country. And I was the first chief librarian and therefore had to do quite a lot of work to ensure that the library is up to the international standard. And the work is being continued, and I came with my two colleagues from the National University. They have actually learned quite a lot. So it's really an honor that we got this opportunity. Thank you, organizing team. Thank you, everyone who we met here. The conference actually has been quite successful, and as has been mentioned, the audience that we see today here, it's really rarely that we find an audience who comes back after a really good conference in a really good location, because people would want to definitely go and explore the area as well. But still we have most people here with us. That means the conference has been a really, really successful event. Thank you.
And I would like to request Dr. D.K. Pandey from Dehradun.
Good afternoon, guests on the dais and dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, D.K. Pandey from Uttarakhand, that is in Dehradun, and I am the Principal Technical Officer in one of the constituent laboratory of CSIR, that is Indian Institute of Petroleum. And we have a association, that is the Central Government Library Association in Dehradun, headquartered in Dehradun. I am also the General Secretary of that association. We have the 3 branches, Nagpur, Delhi and Kolkata. When I received the invitation for this, the mail from the organizing secretary, Dr. Vijay Kumarji, for this conference, immediately we hold our meetings, executive body meeting. Then we decided that, okay, we will attend this prestigious conference in a prestigious university, and we are here 8 numbers, our president and treasurer from our Delhi branch, and our president, myself general secretary and treasurer from Dehradun, and other life members also. So we have organized many national conferences, international conferences. This year only in February we have organized 4th international conference of CGLA. Now 5th we are planning to arrange, we are going to arrange in Delhi in September. So I can feel the involvement, the pain to organize such a magnitude of this, the conference like this. as Professor Clement says that the entire team of this organizing committee 24/7 they are thinking about this conference only. So, and after registration or before registration, I talked Dr. Vijay Kumar ji, and after that continuously we were receiving the mails, the inputs, the messages from the organizing team. Mostly what happens, okay, you have registered, it's okay, now you go to the venue and attend this. But I feel that the continuous connectivity between the organizing committee and the participant, this is a very wonderful thing. And especially I wanted to give thanks to Dr. Shibu, and everything was excellent. The food, the transportation, all the arrangements. When we reached our venue, there is a list with allotted room numbers, the contact person in our mail, in our WhatsApp group, the GPS location, the venue, everything. So, and I have seen that there are a number of people, those who are involved in invisibly in the reception, in other counters. So at this juncture, I from bottom of my heart, I thank them also. और मैं यहाँ पर एक चीज़ और कहना चाहता हूँ कि जब ऐसे मंच पर प्रोफेसर भूटानी और प्रोफेसर क्लेमेंट जैसे लोग हों, जिनकी सोच हो, तो ऐसी कॉन्फ्रेंसेस को एक ग्रैंड सक्सेस में बदलने में कोई उसको रोक नहीं सकता है। और मैं सबसे बड़ी बात, एक हम्बलनेस देखिए, प्रोफेसर क्लेमेंट ने कहा कि दिस सब एवरीथिंग दैट डॉक्टर विजय कुमार, बट आई विल से दैट आपका जो इनपुट है वो इतना इम्पॉर्टेंट ऐसे लोगों की, अदर देन लाइब्रेरी प्रोफेशनल्स आर इन्वॉल्व इन दैट, बट द इनपुट फ्रॉम द आउटसाइड like you people, it is very important. And I have seen that the one family, that the cultural diversity of our country, the cultural programs so nicely arranged, that the involvement of the student of this university, it was wonderful. It looks like the one family. And so once again, I wanted to give my heartfelt congratulations, thanks to the entire organizing committee, to the whole university. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pandey. I know that all of you have been, will be having something to say here. Due to shortage of time, we would move to the next proceeding. I would like to request Professor Ajay Pratap Singh, Director General, National Library of India, for the valedictory address. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Shibu, Dr. Shibu. Respected Professor Lourdes, Professor Bhutani, Professor Kanna Pamar, Dr. Vijay Kumar ji, Professor Sevukan, and all eminent people and participants in the gathering. I can recall back when I had discussion with Vijay Kumar ji and Professor Gurmeet Singh, former Vice Chancellor of Pondicherry University, and they expressed desire to organize an event for G20 countries in University of Pondicherry. It was on 1st November 2023. Before that, at that time being DG of Rajaram Mohan Roy Library Foundation, I was having a feeling to organize a program, a function, where we can call all national librarians of G20 countries in Delhi or Kolkata and have mutual discussion for upliftment of the profession. We had several discussions in the ministry, and finally we came up that yes, we will organize one program in the form of Global Library Meet. But when we were planning for that, again one advice came up from the ministry to organize Festival of Libraries. I will talk about this event later on. Again, this program, actually, whenever we thought about librarianship, status of librarianship, promotion of libraries, every time we thought for the country only. We have never thought that we will try to develop library systems, especially public library systems, along with countries outside India. It was a remarkable concept where we wanted to have discussion with people from outside the country and try to come up with some resolution. And again, it's a fortunate movement for the country that when the country was enjoying the presidency of G20, one university came up and decided to take initiative for organizing G20 Summit for Libraries. So definitely it's a matter of courage, and not only the matter of courage, it's a matter of appreciation that Dr. Vijay Kumarji has made it this dream successful. I was discussing matter with the organizers and came up that outstanding discussions took place here, and definitely we are having some new path for making our systems world class. I would like to inform you that this year is a year of transformation for libraries, or we can say revolutionary year for library profession. Most of the people present over here, they are well aware that we are fortunate to have a government which is headed by Honorable Modi ji as PM, provided outstanding support for promotion of libraries. I would like to reiterate that in the last financial year, we received 5,000 crore rupees specifically for libraries. Specifically for public libraries, a sector which is most of the times deprived of getting funding support. with a motive to establish new libraries only at village level. And with this funding support, this generous funding support, we are observing development of establishment of village libraries in various parts of the country. It was decided in the last year's budget. It was materialized in a notification came up in the month of May, and at that time we again decided to have a program. We were well concerned that how can we address the vast population of the country, specifically to articulate our ideas for making libraries outstanding platforms for readers and learners. It was a very difficult task, especially when the library is a matter of state. And that time, the concept of Festival of Libraries came up, and we tried to project the library as a community drawing room and to make nation's public librarians aware about that concept. I am happy to inform you that more than 500 public librarians here, most of the library professionals are from academic and special libraries. I think normally in such types of gathering, we rarely observe public library representatives there. So that event was dedicated for public librarians, and we tried to articulate that what type of public library we are expecting, not only in terms of their interior, their design, their quality of services, and innovative services too. So this was again a systematic next effort of Government of India to ensure that quality public library systems are establishing in the country. At this juncture, when we are going to close this mega event, it is our responsibility to think about the status of libraries, and we should think from our own library itself. I hope that with the help of various deliberations, sessions, and interactions, you would have taken a good count of messages for transforming our own library at our workplace. If we take even a small initiative at our workplace, it will be a sort of gesture of success for this G20 summit. With these few words, I would like to congratulate Pondicherry University, Pondicherry University Administration, the Central Library of Pondicherry University, and specifically Dr. Vijay Kumar and his team for organizing this successful event. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ajay Pratap Singh, for the valedictory address. Now we come to the last proceeding of the day. It's the vote of thanks. I would like to request the man of the day, Dr. M.B. Jayakumar, Organizing Secretary, Pondicherry G20 Library Summit, for the vote of thanks.
Malay Vanakkam, good evening to all. I stand before you with a profound sense of gratitude as we bring the curtains down on G20 Library Summit. The moment marks not just the end of an event, but the culmination of shared knowledge, collaborative efforts, and a collective commitment to the pivotal role of libraries play in shaping our entire global community. We are privileged to have had an opportunity to bring together esteemed representatives, experts, stakeholders from different nations along the globe to discuss for the global connectivity. Your active participation, insightful contributions have enriched the disclosure, and we are confident that the outcome of this summit will have a lasting impact on the future of libraries and their contribution to the global progress of the community. I extend my heartfelt thanks to our chief guest, Professor Ajay Pratap Singh Ji, the Director General of National Library, Kolkata, and also the former Director General of Raja Rama Mohan Roy Library Foundation, because I am recalling as the Director General of Raja Rama Mohan Roy Library Foundation because during that program I have one information was reflected on the news. He made a tremendous effect to improve the public libraries with an amount of more than 5,000 crore. To act the public library as a vehicle to transfer, to preserve the cultural heritage of the local region. Meanwhile, our Professor Ajay Pratap Singh Ji also made a sanction of 7 lakh rupees to Pondicherry University Library to conduct the capacity building program exclusive for the public library professionals. Because I am witnessing, you all already witnessed so many programs that it is exclusive for the academic library professionals, research library professionals, but it's very few for public library professionals. In this regard, the step taken by our the Professor Ajay Pratap Singh Ji, the former Director General of RRLF, sir, we are thankful to you for your greater steps under the banner of RRLF and presently under the banner of National Library Kolkata. And I know you are busy schedule and all. Among this, you by taking it may be stress or strain, you show your physical presence in the valedictory function to give a valid address. We are thankful to you. Thank you, sir. We are living in the public sector. We have to run each and every file, but our entire administrative authorities, the Vice Chancellor, the Registrar, of course, the Finance Officer, University Engineer, the R&D wing, P&D wing, the Planning and Development wing, the Electrical wing, the Transportation wing, the University Guest House, who accommodated all of us, including this auditorium, the horticulture where they made, aesthetic look for the auditorium and the library, EMRC, because of their courtesy, our all photos, all videos, they are available in the YouTube, DD, and also the voice are there, circulating in the All India Radio also. Yes, what will happen? We will find everything neat, clean and all, because the credit goes to our loving housekeeping people. The public relation officer, yes, that Dr. Shibu, he knows well. As and when we flashed the news of G20 Library Summit, we are getting the calls, mails from the Minister of External Affairs, Home Affairs. It is once again, of course, we are also managing, but the person, Dr. Murugavel is there, is OSD Vigilance. He helped us to manage all these things. And like this, I cannot tell each and every name. I am thankful to all. In closing, I extend my great gratitude to each and everyone who has contributed to the success of this G20 Library Summit. Together, we have let the foundation for the future of libraries remain at the forefront. As we conclude the G20 Library Summit, let us carry forward the spirit of collaboration, innovation, and initiative for defined succession. So, I will conclude. I will come there. I thought I can come that side. I can conclude. To conclude happily. There should be a power behind me. That power made me to breathe very easily. This one is none other than our professor, our dean is none other than Dr. R. Sevakar. So, without quoting the name of Professor R. Sevakar, the professor and the dean, I cannot conclude because because of his support behind the screen. I'm not talking about the in front, behind the screen. Because of him only, I'm concluding. To conclude, I have to make a full stop. To make a full stop is entirely designed by my professional friend and personal friend is none other than Dr. Elavalagan, the librarian, IIM Tiruchi. So, if I'm concluding, if I'm putting the full stop means these two people they're responsible. I'm very thankful to you for this success to G20 Libraries with the help of our Professor R. Sevakan and Dr. Elavalagan. Thank you for all.
Thank you very much, Dr. M. Vijay Kumar, Organizing Secretary, G20 Library Summit. Yes, you rightly said that it's a teamwork. We came into the last concluding session. I believe the entire organizing team, they deserve a big round of applause from the audience.